Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the press conference of the Publicity Department of the CPC Central Committee. Today's press conference is the 17th one in the series China in the Past Decade press conference. We have with us Mr. Sun Maoli, member of the Party Committee of the Ministry of Public Security, Mr. Wu Deqing, Director General of Personnel Training, Mr. Qiu Baoli, Director General of Security Administration, Mr. Liu Zhongyi, Director General of Criminal Investigation, Mr. Wang Yingwei, Director General of Cybersecurity, and Mr. Li Jiangping, Director General of Transport Administration. They will brief you on achievements of the public security authorities in building a peaceful China at a higher level, and also take your questions. Now, opening remarks from Mr. Sun Maoli. Ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, since the 18th CPC National Congress, under the strong leadership of the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, we in the public security departments have been firmly advancing the Peaceful China initiative in an effort to make social governance more inclusive, law-based, smart, and professional, and raise the Chinese people's sense of benefit, happiness, and security. People's sense of safety increased from 87.55% in 2012 to 98.62% in 2021 and has stayed at a higher level for the past decade. China is widely recognized as one of the safest countries in the world. First, firmly taking party leadership as the fundamental principle in the Peaceful China initiative. Party leadership is the fundamental political nature of public security authorities. We have enhanced 4 awarenesses, firmed up confidence in 4 aspects, and upheld 2 central principles. We have done our best to implement the decisions and plans of the Party Central Committee and made party leadership central to all aspects and the entire process of the Peaceful China initiative. We have always adhered to the right political direction and turned our political and institutional advantages into strong power for building a peaceful China. Second, firmly taking defending political security as the primary task of the Peaceful China initiative. We pay close attention to the salient risks affecting political security, take safeguarding the security of political power and system as the central task, and strictly guard against and severely crack down on infiltration, subversion, and sabotage activities of hostile forces at home and abroad. We fully implement the party's strategy of governing Tibet and Xinjiang in the new era, deepened the struggle against terrorism and separatism, and there have been no violent terrorist attack throughout the country for more than 5 years in a row. We resolutely safeguarded the security and stability of Hong Kong and Macau and promoted the long-term stability in the 2 regions and the sound development of one country, 2 systems in the long run. Third, firmly taking safeguarding social stability as the basic goal of the Peaceful China initiative. We have given full play to the role of building a peaceful China and kept a close eye on major economic and financial risks. Since 2013, 908,000 cases of various economic crimes were cracked, and economic losses of 477.46 billion yuan were recovered. We further promoted the protection of the Yangtze River and other work, and earnestly safeguarded the country's biological and ecological security. We strengthened the management of railways, civil aviation, port, shipping, and road traffic, which effectively served the domestic and international circulation. We have completed successfully major security tasks such as those surrounding the 70th anniversary of the founding of the PRC, the 100th anniversary of the founding of the CPC, and the Beijing Winter Olympics and Paralympic Games. In combating COVID-19, we have adhered to the principle of putting people and life first and made every effort to do a good job in COVID response, centering on ensuring stability in 6 key areas and providing protection on 6 fronts. We launched a series of measures to make things easier for people and companies in terms of household registration, traffic control, immigration and entry and exit, and accomplishing the target of 100 million people settling in cities ahead of schedule, and more than 100 million people have enjoyed convenience such as taking driver tests in places other than their home provinces, vehicle inspection, replacement of certificates, and so on. Fourth, firmly taking protecting people's safety as the fundamental value in the Peaceful China Initiative. Cracking down on gangster crimes as a breakthrough, a total of 16,600 gangster organizations have been cracked down since 2018. In the fight against gangsters, the mafia has become one of the most popular campaigns since the 19th CPC National Congress. We've maintained the momentum of crackdown on 8 major types of crimes. The number of cases filed in 2021 is 64.4% lower than that in 2012, and the current homicide detection rate in the country has reached 99%. China has been among the countries with one of the lowest homicide rates in the world. We focused on frequent cases such as pornography, gambling, drugs, theft, robbery and fraud, food and medical rings, and illegal crimes such as abduction and trafficking of women and children, and solved major cases and more small cases more quickly. Since June 2021, the number of telecom network fraud cases has declined for 12 consecutive months compared with the same period last year. Fifth, improving the law and order system as an important underpinning for the Peaceful China Initiative, we have established and improved an integrated operation mechanism, deepened the development and application of big data, and basically put in place a law and order system that features circles, units, and various factors. We spared no effort to promote the creation of model cities and build 256,000 intelligent security communities. We carried out the establishment of the Fengqiao-style public security police station and implemented policing models such as the 2 teams and 1 room, 1 district or grid, 1 police officer, and 1 village and 1 auxiliary police. The 3-dimensional grid of public security prevention and governance at the grassroots level has basically taken shape. We deepened the development of safe campuses and safe hospitals. Compared with 2012, the number of cases involving hospitals and schools has dropped significantly in 2021, and the number of public security cases investigated and dealt with has dropped by 38.4%. Sixth, firmly taking safeguarding cybersecurity as an important part of the Peaceful China Initiative. We believe that without cybersecurity, there's no national security. We organized and carried out the CleanNet special campaign. Since 2017, a total of 255 cases have been detected and 385 suspects have been arrested. We implemented the leveled protection system for network security and the security protection system for key information infrastructure, carried out network security supervision and management in accordance with the law, and effectively ensured the security of key information infrastructure, important networks, and data. Seventh, firmly taking the reform of policing institutions as a strong impetus for the Peaceful China Initiative. We focus on enhancing the team's readiness in a real scenario and aim to make the organizations more efficient, police category more optimized, and the basis more solid. The reform of the public security authorities have achieved a historic breakthrough, and they're more efficient and effective in safeguarding national political security and social stability, which provided strong underpinnings for the fulfillment of the tasks and missions in the new era. Eighth, firmly taking fostering an iron-like team as the strong safeguard for the Peaceful China Initiative. We have fully appreciated general requirements for party loyalty, serving the people, impartiality in law enforcement, and strict discipline. Strengthened the political building of the police, deepened reform and strengthened the police. We did a good job in practical combat training, strengthened team management, and given preferential treatment to the police through innovation. The political ecology of the public security team has been further optimized, the ability has been further improved, and the discipline and conduct have been further improved. Over the past 10 years, more than 3,700 police officers across the country have passed in the line of duty, and more than 50,000 police officers have been injured in the line of duty. One person was posthumously awarded the national honorary title of People's Hero, and one was awarded the title of Vanguard of Reform, one was awarded the July 1st Medal, and one was awarded the August 1st Medal. 9 individuals and 1 unit were awarded Model of the Times. A large number of advanced models were honored at the provincial and ministerial level. More than 2.4 million people and more than 240,000 units were awarded. Going forward, we in the public security authorities throughout the country will continue to follow the guidance of the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, move forward with courage and perseverance, and continue to write a new chapter for long-term social stability, and greet the opening of the 20th CPC National Congress with good results. Thank you. Now the floor is open for questions. Please identify your media affiliation before asking a question. With Beijing Radio, with the development of information technology, there have been new developments in cyber crimes. What have the police authorities done in combating cyber crimes? This is a very pertinent question that reflects the development of our times. I'll have Director General Wang Yingwei of the Cyber Administration to answer this question. Thank you for the question. In recent years, we've seen rapid development of internet technologies and industries. While they have brought convenience to people, they have also enabled new forms of crimes. We have focused on the cyber-enabled crimes and disorder online and have adopted a strategy to combat the whole chain of the crimes and maintained an approach of promoting governance through cracking down on crimes, which has effectively safeguarded cybersecurity and the online order. In particular, since 2018, for 5 years running, we have carried out a special campaign called CleanNet. We aim to safeguard order and stability online and have launched offensive against cyber crimes. First, we have cracked hard on cyber violations and crimes. In response to cyber crimes such as infringement of personal information, hacking, illicit asset online, illicit gambling, pornography, and disinformation, we have taken strong measures to crack the crime groups and the cases. Altogether, 255,000 cybercrime cases have been cracked since the launch of the special campaign, and 385,000 suspects have been arrested. Second, we have focused on combating the ecology of cybercrimes. We have targeted the supplies, technology support, advertisement, payment and settlement, and other key links in cybercrimes and hit areas that matter the most to cut the crime chain. In 2021, we've punished more than 6,000 various crime groups and arrested 73,000 suspects. Third, we have enhanced online order. We have enhanced security supervision and administrative law enforcement and punished the perpetrators that commit crimes related to online application and also services in an effort to promote the sound development of the internet industries. For the companies involved in cybercrime, their failure to fulfill cyber administration obligations have also been dealt with. Since the launch of the special campaign, 162 internet companies have been meted out administrative punishment. Going forward, we'll continue to maintain high pressure on online crime and clear up online ecology and ensure the building of a peaceful China. With Xinhua News Agency, in recent years we have seen frequent fraud cases online. What are some of the difficulties and what measures have been taken by the public security authorities? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. In recent years, with the rapid development of information technology, the crime pattern has undergone major changes. Traditional crimes have continued to decline, and new types of cybercrimes, such as telefraud, have increased. And they are recording rapid growth in countries around the world. In particular, the pandemic has moved many of our life and work activities online, which has further exacerbated telecrimes. It has now become a global problem. First, it is difficult to combat transnational organized crimes. Overseas fraud groups are well organized and have a clear division of labor. Like many other transnational organized crimes, it features multi-industry support, industrialized distribution, group operation, and refined labor division. Second, they kept upgrading their method for committing telecrimes. They use new technologies such as blockchain, metaverse, virtual currency, AI, and GeoIP to continuously update their criminal tools and fraud methods, making them more concealed and confusing. The third is that to combat overseas crimes, there are more difficulties we face. At present, 80% of telefraud crimes are committed by overseas entities. Due to COVID-19, it is very difficult to arrest those overseas suspects. Fourth, the effort needs to be strengthened at the source. In some key areas, the territorial responsibilities have not been fully fulfilled. There are still a large number of key fraud-related personnel stranded abroad. Fifth, international cooperation needs to be strengthened. The framework agreement for police cooperation to combat such crimes needs to be improved, and it is difficult to initiate investigation procedures in a timely manner, and cross-border crackdowns and investigation and evidence collection are difficult. In this regard, the ministry followed the decisions of the Party Central Committee, worked under the interagency joint meeting mechanism of the State Council, and together with the State Immigration Administration and other relevant departments, to actively overcome the impact of COVID-19 and carry out the following work. First is to promote international law enforcement cooperation. Despite COVID-19, we sent several working groups to Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and other regions to actively engage in international law enforcement cooperation to crack down on overseas suspects. Second, we carried out multiple measures to address overseas fraud groups through domestic measures. We carried out the cutting of card supply operation to crack down on card dealers and squeeze the crime space. We also launched the card flow project to cut off the smuggling channels, the nail pulling operation targeting major criminal leaders to arrest domestic suspects and overseas suspects. Third is to intensify efforts in source control. Through the State Council joint meeting mechanism, party committees and governments in various localities are required to shoulder their primary responsibilities of stopping and discouraging suspects, to reduce to the largest extent the number of criminals traveling abroad to commit crimes, and eliminate the operating space for overseas criminals. Next question. CCTV. The State Council and the Party Central Committee made decisions on improving the prevention and control system in promoting social security. it has become an important part of the building of a peaceful China. Please brief us on the major measures and progress in building such a system. Indeed, the system of prevention and control of public security has become an important part of the building of a peaceful China. I'd like to invite my colleague, Mr. Sun, to answer this question. The CPC Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at the core, attaches great importance to the building of a prevention and control system for social security. The Central Committee and the State Council has made a number of relevant decisions. To implement these decisions, the Ministry has seen building of such a system as an important part of building a peaceful China at a higher level and an important way for improving the ability of public security organs to manage complex security situations. We focused on improving the integrated, coordinated, and targeted prevention and control, kept improving the top-level design and institutional building. We mobilized public security authorities nationwide to enhance technology empowerment and improve prevention and control mechanisms. These have helped to maintain the overall stability of society and ensure the security of major events and in fighting against COVID-19. Since the 19th CPC National Congress, in order to further building the prevention and control system, upon approval, the Ministry launched the campaign to build demonstration cities. We instructed all localities to use this opportunity to strengthen prevention and control, expand social coverage, and explore smart prevention and control through the selection of demonstration cities and best practices. There are now 21,000 street police stations, 136,000 community police officers, and 5,026 smart public security checkpoints nationwide. 256,000 smart city security communities have been built, including 778,000 smart security residential compounds. 21,000 social security organizations have been set up. All these have improved the coverage, technology level, and full-time and space prevention and control capabilities. In 2021, the number of robberies nationwide dropped by 96.1% compared with 2012, and theft cases down by 62.6%. 218,000 communities reported zero crime. Notably, the people is fully mobilized in social security governance. There emerged such examples like the Chaoyang residents, Shenyang Hero, Hangzhou Volunteer Police, Suzhou Blue Shield volunteers, Xiamen people and Shenzhen people, etc. These are the examples of mass prevention and mass governance. The people are fully involved and work together with the police in building a community of security and fostering a China of sound governance. Next step, the Ministry will fully implement the decisions of the Party Central Committee and follow the vision of overall national security. We will continue with the demonstration city campaign to promote the building of a social security prevention and control system in a wider range, more areas, at a deeper level, and with better overall performance. We will strive to raise the people's sense of benefit, happiness, and security, and we will also make new and greater contributions to building a peaceful China at a higher level. Thank you. In China, the number of automobiles and the road mileage ranks the first in the world. So, how is the road traffic security in China? And I'd like to hear also about the indicators for road traffic safety. Road traffic safety bears on people's all over the country. So we've also done a number of efforts in this regard. I'd like to invite my colleague, Mr. Li Jiangping, to answer this question. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, the public security authorities across country have adhered to the principle of putting people first and life first. They focused on preventing accidents, ensuring safety and smooth traffic, and made every effort to ensure sound security of road traffic nationwide. As of the end of June this year, the number of automobiles and drivers reached 406 million and 492 million respectively, an increase of 160 million and 227 million over the previous year. Indicators of road traffic security kept improving. The number of major incidents has dropped from 25 in 2012 to 4 in 2021. There have been no particularly serious traffic accidents for 33 consecutive months, and the number of accidents of more than 3 deaths has dropped by 59.3%. First, we strengthened the top-level design. We reached out to the State Council to issue the opinions on strengthening road traffic safety, compiled and released the 12th five-year and 13th five-year road traffic safety plans, and will release the 14th five-year plan soon. Second, we also improved the legal system. Adhering to law-based governance, we established a system of laws and regulations and technical standards with the road traffic safety law at the core. We also worked to include serious traffic violations into the scope of criminal law, such as we included drunk driving into criminal law. Third, we strengthened the prevention and control of source risks. The implementation of highway safety and life protection programs has repaired 700,000 kilometers of dangerous roads. We enforced strict traffic order on the road and carried out investigation of truck violations. We also cracked down on the violations that may entail major accidents. Fifth, we continued to raise public awareness on public safety. We put in place a rural traffic management mechanism from county to village levels and established the relevant supporting mechanisms. We updated the public security traffic management platform, strengthened the construction and application of the road traffic safety prevention and control system, and promoted smart traffic management empowered by information technology. Fifth, we continued to raise public awareness on public safety. The National Traffic Safety Day was introduced to enhance traffic safety awareness of the public. The Traffic Management Internet Service Platform and the Traffic Management 12123 mobile app were launched, providing 331 million point-to-point safety warnings and critical reminders for drivers every year. At present, road traffic safety is still facing many new situations and problems, and there are still many safety risks. Next step, the public security authorities nationwide will focus on the work of reducing the amount and level of road traffic accidents, ensure the success of the 100-day action to address prominent traffic violations in summer, so as to create a safer road traffic environment for the people. Thank you. This March, the Public Security Ministry launched a special campaign to combat human trafficking. So please brief us about this special campaign. Thank you for this question. I'd like to refer this question to my colleague, Mr. Liu Zhongyi. Thank you for the question. This March, the Ministry, together with the Civil Affairs Ministry, the National Health Commission, and the All China Women's Federation launched a one-year special campaign against the crime of abduction and women and children trafficking to address the backlog of trafficking cases, arrest suspects, and find victims of human trafficking. Up till now, a total of 906 cases have been settled. 1,198 women and children have been recovered, and 1,069 suspects have been arrested. For the special campaign to succeed, the ministry attached great importance to it and conducted special studies and integrated deployment. The public authorities in all localities worked hard, applied modern technologies, and used innovative approach to ensure that relevant measures are effectively implemented. First, a solid job in clues and information collection. The ministry instructed local public security authorities to carry out special investigations for clues related to abduction, focusing on parents of victims, suspected abducted persons, and persons of unknown birth background, and conducted in-depth investigations and DNA information collection. The Criminal Investigation Bureau of the Ministry has sorted out the addresses and contact numbers of more than 5,000 free blood collection points and released them through our official WeChat account so that the public can easily access these free blood collection services. Second is to conduct information comparison using criminal technologies. The ministry selected a group of experts in criminal technology and intelligence from across the country and launched online comparison of collected data. With the support of experts' wisdom, data resources, professional collaboration, and innovative tactics, we comprehensively used criminal technologies to support the special campaign. Third is to advance the investigation and handling of major cases. The ministry supervised the handling of 116 major cases and directed local authorities to organize capable forces to solve the cases. 7 A-level wanted orders and 19 B-level wanted orders were issued. And together with the Supreme People's Procuratorate and the Supreme People's Court, we jointly issued a circular urging the suspects to turn themselves in and eradicate the breeding ground for traffic crimes. Fourth is comprehensive operation. The State Council promulgated and implemented the action plan against human trafficking. At present, the ministry, as the coordinator of the Interagency Joint Conference on Anti-trafficking, is working with 35 member agencies to formulate the detailed implementation plan for the action plan against human trafficking 2021 to 2030. So as to put in place a long-term anti-trafficking mechanism integrating prevention, combat, rescue, and rehabilitation to create a good atmosphere for countering human trafficking crimes. Thank you. Next question. People's Daily. Cybersecurity based on social security and people's well-being. It is an important part in building a peaceful China. So what are the measures of the public security authorities in improving cybersecurity?
Thanks for this question. I'll have Mr. Wang Yingwei, Director General of Cybersecurity, to answer this question. Thank you. In recent years, we've seen accelerated development of IT information technologies and their application. The digital economy is deeply integrated with the real economy, and that has placed a higher requirement on cybersecurity. The public security authorities, as the supervisory authorities of cybersecurity have earnestly fulfilled our obligations and guided and supervised the different departments in enhancing cybersecurity in the form of protection of critical infrastructure. We have put in place a leveled cybersecurity protection system and improved the protection system for key information and infrastructure. We have also formulated supporting policies and technical standards and guided the internet operators to fulfill their responsibilities. Second, we have carried out routine supervision and law enforcement. Every year, we have supervision and screening of key information infrastructure and important information systems. Through on-site inspection and technology examination, the problems and risks are detected in a timely manner. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, we have deployed more than 100,000 police officers to have inspection and examination of nearly 100,000 units and more than 300,000 information systems. Third, we have established a notification and early warning system, under which efforts have been made to improve the real-time monitoring and notification of related risks, which have effectively safeguarded cybersecurity. Going forward, we'll continue to carry out routine inspection and supervision and push forward dynamic, proactive, and targeted defense. We'll integrate the online and offline integration and make all-out efforts to protect key information infrastructure and important information systems and data security. Thank you. With China News Service. In recent years, in enhancing political building and raising the overall proficiency and professional level of police officers, what have you done?
The public security authorities and police force is an important part of building a peaceful China. So I'd like to invite my colleague, Mr. Wu Deqing, to answer this question. Thank you for the question. Thank you for your support and interest in relevant work. Under the strong leadership of the party committees of the ministry and public security authorities at all levels, we implemented General Secretary Xi Jinping's important instructions on public security in the new era and have focused on strengthening the political and practical training of the police force to enhance the performance. In 2019, we launched a 3-year practical and high-standard training campaign covering the entire police force, which has effectively improved the political caliber, professional ability, and practical skills of public security force. First is political study. The public security authorities at all levels have made the in-depth study and implementation of Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics in the new era as the primary political task. The police force studied the spirit of General Secretary Xi Jinping's important speech at the National Public Security Work Conference, and while carrying out study of the party history, we also organized 75,000 political study sessions involving 6.203 million trainees. All this has laid a solid ideological foundation for the public security force to uphold the party flag, follow the party's command, and be dedicated to mission. Second is to strengthen practical and professional training. We carried out a number of activities. More than 300,000 sessions of various police technical and tactical training courses were held.
是为西部地区公安机关培养了一大批业务骨干。三是强化实战化教学改革，我们始终牢牢把培养公安专业人才这个源头关口抓住不放，突出政治标准和专业能力，持续深化公安机关人民警察招录培养机制改革，完善公安院校招生与公安院校招警协调机制，推进公安院校实战化教学改革，健全校局合作、协同育人机制。
We promoted the reform of practical teaching in public security colleges and universities, and improved the mechanism of collaborative education. We also improved the curriculum setting, teaching materials, and the teaching staff to meet the new requirement. Fourth is to strengthen the basic guarantee for actual combat. The public security organs at all levels focused on the basics and improved both software and hardware. Now there are more than 90,000 full-time and part-time police technical and tactical trainers and professional instructors. All provincial and municipal level police forces have training centers, and half of the county level police forces have or can share training bases. 984,000 volumes of training materials, case compilations, and micro-case courses were circulated. We also set up a public security education and training college online and built a full coverage modern online training system. Thank you. Next question.
谢谢主持人。南方都市报记者提问。
Over the past decade, the public security authorities have been promoting standardized law enforcement. So what are the major efforts in promoting impartial and civilized law enforcement, and what are the progress? The public security authorities are law enforcement securities. So it is a major pillar of our work. It is also an important way for us to serve the people. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, public security authorities nationwide have studied and implemented Xi Jinping thought on the rule of law, firmly followed the requirements of strict, standardized, impartial, and civilized law enforcement, and improved relevant work. First, the law enforcement system is more full-fledged. We worked with relevant departments to formulate important laws, such as the anti-terrorism law and the cybersecurity law. We also kept improving law enforcement standards, standardized law enforcement procedures, revised and improved the procedures for public security organs to handle criminal cases and administrative cases, and formulated detailed rules and on-site law enforcement guidelines, providing clear and specific operational norms for community-level law enforcement and avoiding unregulated law enforcement. Second, the supervision of law enforcement is more systematic and strict. We continued to deepen the reform of the supervision mechanism and worked to build a sophisticated and efficient law enforcement supervision system. We deepened the reform of case establishment, promoted the two unification reform in which the legal department of the public security organs conduct unified review of the key law enforcement links. The system of legal officers were launched in the police stations and other community-level law enforcement units to ensure high-standard law enforcement and case handling. We improved the coordination and supervision mechanism between public security organs and procuratorial organs. Third, law enforcement services are more smart and efficient. We completed the standardization of the case handling areas in police stations. At the same time, following the principle of safety, standardization, integration, intelligence, and efficiency, the one-stop law enforcement case handling centers has been established in public security organs at the city and county levels to promote law enforcement. So far, 2,994 law enforcement and case handling management centers have been established, with a completion rate of 97.4%. Online case handling has been fully implemented. The whole process became more transparent and standardized. Law enforcement supervision is more targeted and efficient. With the support of information technology, we established and improved the law enforcement process recording system to achieve traceability and retrospective management of the entire process. Fourth, we enhanced law enforcement capabilities and raised our awareness. We deepened the study of Xi Jinping thought on rule of law, strengthened textbook law enforcement training, launched law enforcement qualification examination, and continuously improved the police officers' legal literacy and law enforcement ability. More than 1.9 million police officers have obtained basic law enforcement qualifications, and 60,000 of them have obtained advanced law enforcement qualifications. Next question. China Daily. In 2011, drunk driving was included in the criminal law, and the public security authorities nationwide have strictly cracked down on drunk driving. So please brief us about the progress over the past 10 years in combating drunk driving. Indeed, this topic is of wide concern nationwide. And this legislation has become a fine example of preventive legislation. No driving after drinking is also a very good example of our efforts in raising public awareness on relevant regulations and laws. I'd like to invite my colleague to answer this question. Since drunk driving began to be subject to criminal punishment in 2011, the public security authorities across the country have strictly cracked down on drunk driving. We worked with relevant authorities to realize the best political, legal, and social effect of our efforts. Over the past 10 years and more, the governance of drunk driving is a successful practice of making full use of the rule of law to solve the problem of road traffic safety and ensure smooth road traffic. First, the number of drunk driving cases has dropped significantly. The proportion of drunk driving found in the inspection of 100 vehicles has been reduced by more than 70% compared with 11 years ago. For another example, most people now will choose substitute driving on a voluntary basis, and the average annual order of substitute driving reached 200 million. Second, the number of casualties caused by drunk driving accidents has been greatly reduced. Over the past decade, the number of number of automobiles has increased by 89%, and the number of drivers 123%. However, in the past 11 years, the national traffic safety situation has been generally stable, and casualties caused by drunk driving have been reduced by over 10,000. So tens of thousands of families have been saved from the tragedy of drunk driving. All this shows that we lived up to the original intention of the legislation to put life first. Third, no driving after drinking has become a social consensus, and it is now a civilized norm and a legal principle recognized and supported by the whole society. According to our survey, people fully recognize the effectiveness of law enforcement, and they support continued strict law enforcement on drunk driving. Fourth, the way we handle drunk driving has become a model for the rule of law in China. We upheld the principle that everyone is equal before the law, and the law is the only standard. Such a model is also being applied in addressing other issues in social governance and provided a paradigm for promoting the rule of law in the country, in governance, and in society. Fifth, the effort against drunk driving has effectively promoted the building of a clean and honest party. Drunk driving by party members and officials have been seriously handled and become an important part of improving party conduct and building a clean government. It has effectively raised the awareness of law and discipline of party members and officials and played an important role in addressing misconducts. Good legal system and sound governance require continued efforts. Drunk driving will rebound if we slack our efforts. I would like to take this opportunity to call on all sectors of society to jointly take part in this initiative and remind relatives and friends to resolutely resist the illegal and criminal acts of drunk driving and jointly create a safe and civilized road traffic environment. Thank you.
Thank you. With cover news. Recently, the assault incident in Tangshan has received wide attention. What has the Ministry of Public Security done, and what other plans will be rolled out in cracking Gangster? Indeed, like you said, this assault incident in a barbecue shop in Tangshan has received high attention from the general public, and we'll have Mr. Liu Zhongyi to give you more details. Indeed, this is an incident of high public concern. It is a serious breach of public morality. We at the ministry take this very seriously and immediately sent a task force and selected experts to go have the investigation, and relevant info will be made public in a timely manner. We fully appreciate the high attention on this case, and because of that, every lead of the perpetration and of the case will be investigated to the bottom. And let me assure you that the public security authorities will absolutely get to the bottom of the entire case and punish the perpetrators to the full extent of the law. The people have a high concern on gangster crimes and related problems. Recently, we planned for the public security authorities nationwide to launch a summer season 100-day special campaign to uphold law and order. This is required by the actual situation on the ground and to meet people's needs and to give people a sense of security. We'll crack serious cases efficiently and crack minor cases whenever they arise to ensure both deterrence and real results. To date, more than 49,000 cases have been cracked and more than 70,000 suspects have been arrested. In keeping with the arrangements of the Party Central Committee, we have also carried out routine work to crack down on gangsters and mafia. We, at the ministry, introduced opinions on routine crackdown on gangsters. In light of the latest developments, we have arranged for public security authorities to carry out a series of special campaigns to crack down on villains in villages and traditional areas such as sandpits and mines. Illegal loans and illicit fraud and chatting nude have also been cracked down hard upon. We have also been going after fugitives. Since the launch of the routine campaign, more than, or rather 249 gangster organizations have been cracked down upon, and a total of 22,000 suspects have been arrested. Going forward, we'll continue to publicize the anti-organized crime law and integrate punishment with prevention and take a holistic and targeted approach in punishing the organized crimes. We'll continue to make our work more law-based, more professional, and better regulated, all in an effort to truly increase people's sense of benefit, happiness, and security. Thank you. With Tianmu News. In the 1960s, in Zhuji city of Zhejiang province, there was the Fengqiao experience, and which is very successful in resolving disputes through diverse means. What have you done in upholding these experiences in the new era? Fengqiao experience is a very vivid example of inclusive resolution of disputes, and I'll have Mr. Qiu Baoli to answer this question. Thank you for the question. The Ministry of Public Security has all along attached high importance to the detection and resolution of disputes. We have earnestly implemented the Xi Jinping thought on the rule of law and instructed public security authorities across the nation to uphold and develop the Fengqiao experience in the new era. We carried out special campaigns to detect and resolve disputes and put in place a comprehensive mechanism on the prevention, mediation, and settlement of disputes to see that the disputes are not handed unnecessarily to upper levels of authorities and ensure there's overall security and services are in place. In 2019, to follow through on the instructions by General Secretary Xi Jinping, that is, to uphold and develop the Fengqiao experience and uphold and implement the party's mass line, we, with the permission of the Party Central Committee, arranged for the public security authorities nationwide to promote the Fengqiao-style police stations. This is an important vehicle to promote the experience from Fengqiao and to promote the resolution of disputes through diverse means. In light of the latest developments on the ground, since the start of COVID-19, we have instructed public security authorities nationwide to provide ready services to the households and focused on various disputes to ease people's concerns and difficulties and prevent the interplay and exacerbation of disputes and make sure the problems are solved at the grassroots level and at their primary stage to the greatest extent possible. Based on their work of handling cases and stationing at communities and through door-to-door visits, interagency briefing, and meetings with the people, the police officers have gone out to learn about the people's opinions and make sure that disputes are discovered, mediated, and handled as early as possible. They've also been working with the court, people's mediators, and lawyers to resolve the disputes through diverse means. In 2021, more than 6 million disputes have been screened and resolved and eliminated safety hazard, numbering more than 3.88 million, which effectively prevented the occurrence of a large number of cases. Going forward, we'll continue to uphold and develop the experience from Fengqiao and enhance the grassroots level work based on the police stations to resolve disputes and prevent risks and hazards. This will provide a strong underpinning for building a peaceful China at a higher level. Thank you for coming. That is the end of today's press briefing.